Hello and welcome. My name is Biagio Mazza, Pastoral Associate at St. Sabina Parish in Belton, Missouri, and I'm here to welcome you to another Do You Know series question. As we continue our series on our lived faith experiences, today's Do You Know question is, do you know the significance of the Church's holy oils? In the ancient world, oil was used for a variety of purposes. For example, gladiators, before they went into the arena, would use oil to limber up their muscles, as well as realizing that when they were in the arena, they could be elusive and slip away from their enemies. So they were used in battle formation. Oil was also believed to have had healing properties, and so as a result it was used to care for wounds and all sorts of injuries and so on. In Luke's Gospel, the Good Samaritan uses oil to heal up the wounds of the battered person he came across. And then finally we have the oil was used in various traditions, including the Jewish tradition, to anoint a certain class of people who were set aside to do the Lord's work. And in the Jewish tradition, priests, prophets, and kings were anointed and set aside to do the Lord's work. The Christian tradition took these uses of oil and actually literally baptized them for their own use. And so we have, as early as the 3rd century, we have the blessing of 3 kinds of oils. And the 3 kinds of oils were the oil of the sick, the oil of the catechumens, and the oil that was used in ordinations and in confirmation called the sacred chrism. The bishop typically blesses these oils on the Holy Thursday Mass, and Thursday morning, Chrism Mass, in which he anoints the 3 kinds of oils, and then they're distributed to the various parishes, and they're presented to the community on the evening Mass of Holy Thursday that begins the Easter Triduum. Now, once they are presented to the community, then they're placed in a special container called the ambry, usually next to the baptismal font and the Easter candle. And here we have our own church's ambry where the 3 oils are placed. We have the oils are named according to their Latin names, and what you have on the containers, you have the actual initials of their Latin name. So the OI is the oil of the infirm, or the oil of the sick. And we use this whenever we celebrate the sacrament of anointing of the sick. And this is the time when the community, with the ordained person, prays over all those people who are sick, desiring to God's help through their sickness and so on, mental or physical, and the whole community prays that they be healed, and we anoint them with oil, remembering the healing properties of oil. Then we have the oil of the catechumens. OC is the initial from the Latin. The oil of the catechumens is used to this day to prepare people, catechumens who are preparing for baptism. And typically what would happen is that the whole body would be anointed in preparation, like the gladiators, for the battle with Satan. And as you got closer to baptism, Satan worked overtime, and the baptism battle with Satan will last a whole lifetime. So the oil of the catechumens was to help you with that. Today we don't anoint the whole body, we just anoint obviously the chest, and it's primarily with reference to infants. And then finally we have the oil of chrism, called the sacred chrism, initial for it. And this chrism is used in the sacramental celebrations of baptism, confirmation, and ordination of both priests and bishop. And again, we use chrism to anoint people, setting them aside for special service to the Lord, namely to serve God and to serve one another. And all of us are anointed with chrism through our baptism and in confirmation. And we are too are set aside by the community to do the Lord's work. And so these are the sacred oils of our tradition, and I would like you, when you go into church, to look at the ambry and to recall the times that we were baptized with the holy oils, and remember your baptismal commandment in which you were sent to be of service to God and to God's people. So I hope this has helped to explain the Church's sacred oils, and I hope you'll return again to more Do You Know series questions as we continue our faith tradition explorations. Thank you very much.